A South Carolina death row inmate is choosing to die by firing squad. His decision is now going to make him the first right here in the U.S. to be executed that way in 15 years. 67-year-old Brad Sigmon was convicted of brutally killing his ex-girlfriend's parents back in 2001. And he is scheduled to be executed on March 7th, so it's not too far away. But his attorneys argue the state's execution methods are inhumane. They say lethal injection has led to prolonged deaths, and the electric chair would, quote, burn and cook him alive. His legal team, though, has one final appeal. They're hoping to stop the execution and push for a sentence of life without parole. If carried out, he'll be the oldest person executed in South Carolina since the death penalty was reinstated. Meanwhile, the executive director of death penalty releasing a statement on the firing squad, writing, quote, "If I had to choose how to be killed, I'd probably pick being shot too, as long as I trusted the shooter to get it right. For death penalty action, the question is not how we kill our prisoners, but that we allow government to conduct executions at all when the system is as broken as it is."
Howdy, y'all. This is Paul, the Redneck Thinker. What we have here is a channel to communicate. I want you folks to be thinking by the time you leave my videos. Why? Because I'm tired of people talking via what other people tell them to think. So, watch my video and enjoy the chance to think for yourself.
I am sitting here wondering why it is that we are allowing the inmates to choose how they are taken out for their death penalty cases. You saw the beginning of the video about Brad Sigmon. Now, the more hilarious part of this whole thing is that he's been arguing that it is unconstitutional how the choices that he has been given. And I'm sitting here going, why has he even been given a choice? And this isn't the first time that he's been arguing this. That's the even more hilarious part. He's been arguing this, as you're going to see in this next video, for the entire time. I don't understand why you give them a choice. They're not arguing that he's innocent. No, they're arguing that the choices that he has are too horrible, and that should not be how he is taken out of this life for his horrible crimes. But let me show you this video, and then we'll get into the next one.
Good evening. Now, we begin tonight with South Carolina's efforts to execute two convicted murderers. Late today, a circuit court judge denied a motion that would stop the executions of Brad Sigmon and Freddie Owens. Sigmon beat his girlfriend's parents to death with a baseball bat 20 years ago, while Owens killed a single mother of three as she worked in a convenience store 24 years ago. Attorneys for the two men say when they were sentenced, they could decide between the electric chair or lethal injection. But with lethal injection drugs unavailable, lawmakers passed a law making the inmates choose between the electric chair and the firing squad. Their attorneys are calling that move unconstitutional, but tonight, a former prosecutor disagrees. Here's News 19's Eleanor Tabone.
A circuit court judge has denied the motion to stop the execution of Freddie Owens and Brad Sigmon. The two inmates sued the state of South Carolina, saying they were not given the choice to die by lethal injection.
She declined to stay that execution.
Mr. Walter Bailey from the South Carolina Bar Association says this is not a final order. He says the defendants' attorneys could appeal and there could be further proceedings between now and the execution date.
The defendants' attorneys are claiming that the change in the law as far as whether or not you can select lethal injection has created a situation where they've been denied their rights retroactively.
Attorneys for Sigmon and Owens say the law is unconstitutional because their clients were sentenced under the old law and chose lethal injection as their execution method. Mr. Bailey disagrees.
A written order for the death penalty would say something to the fact that a person sentenced to death by lethal injection or the electric chair as the law provides. The issue is whether or not the phrase "as the law provides" means as it provided at the time of the sentence, or the way it is at the time of execution.
A prosecutor for 30 years, Mr. Bailey prosecuted over 13 death penalty cases.
All that's being denied is having a convicted murderer not having the privilege of choosing the way he dies. I prosecuted a lot of cases, murder cases, and I've yet to see a victim that was given a choice of how they died.
Drills for the staff, going over procedures, and certain requirements for the inmate themselves.
USC Criminal Justice Professor Hayden Smith says we're much closer to the reality of this happening.
Staff will go through a mock procedure. They'll follow the details of how the inmate will be transported, depending, of course, on the method of execution, which staff members will be involved, who's responsible for what aspect of the capital punishment.
Smith says as the execution date gets closer, the death row inmates will be isolated and placed on suicide watch. In Colombia, Eleanor Tabone, News 19 WLTX.
Well, Brad Sigmon is set to be executed a week from Friday. That's June 18th. Freddie Owens a week later on Friday, June 25th.
So I'm not going to cover a lot of this story. They know he's guilty. This isn't a person that anybody is thinking is innocent. On top of that, they're not arguing about anything other than the method to take him out of this world. And they're going, but it's painful, and they could prolong. Okay, well, let's think about his victim. Do you think he cared? Do you think he gave them a choice? And if he did give a choice, wouldn't that have been considered mental torment more than anything else? So why does it matter how a person who is known to have done what he did, he took out his ex-girlfriend's parents? There's just a level of why should we care and on all this. Personally, my solution to this is quit giving them the choice. Don't tell them how it's going to happen, and just stick them in the chamber and take care of it. I don't understand why you're putting them on watch in case they want to do the deed themselves. There's a whole lot of this I don't understand why. Quit caring. Okay, there's a certain level that legally we have to make sure that their health is maintained and all that, but after that, who cares? This person has been proven guilty. Nobody's questioning whether he's guilty. There's no talk from people that, oh, there's some Innocence Project folks that have got some evidence that show there might be some question. No, there's none of that. It is all, this dude is guilty. He's just whining and moaning along with his lawyers and other folks that he's even having to, the choices that he has are too vicious. Whatever. This has been Paul, the Redneck Thinker. Y'all have a good day now. Bye. So, folks, that's the story that I wanted to bring you on this video. And I just wanted to say thank you again for coming by. Hit like, subscribe, comment, all that fun stuff if you don't mind. Help me out. So, y'all have a good day now. Bye.